And I know that you're here because you're interested in giving your body the optimum conditions. You're here because you want to know how you can get the most out of life. And I think that's what everyone wants. And there are no shortcuts. But what's wonderful is that the basic conditions to keep the body in good working order are very simple. And if the body is not working as it should, then these conditions can bring about a healing response. But what I'd like to begin with is looking at, well, what is the true cause of disease today? And there are two main methods of healing, and one is based on fear, and one is based on faith. So I'm going to compare these two main methods of healing because God's government is a government of freedom, and freedom is based on free choice. So we are the ones that choose. We choose what we do to our bodies, what goes in and what does not go into our body, and every decision we make should be made according to reason, intellect and judgment. And that's why education is power, because when you know what this does, when you know what your body does, you can start to make decisions on, this is what I want to do, this is not what I want to do. And so often people are pushed into areas of so-called healing that years later, how many have said to me, if only I'd known, if only I'd known. And so when a young person attends our program, I say to them, we get so many people in their 60s and 70s that say to me, if only I'd known. And I say, you're learning. So you're at the beginning of your life. You have the opportunity to actually prevent so many problems. So this system that's based on fear, and by the way, in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, God says, I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of power. And what's power? Education is power. But of power, love, and a sound mind. A sound mind is what considers these things. And so many people, they're given a diagnosis and they're horrified, and often in their shock, they're pushed into areas that they later wish they had never done. And so if that ever happens to you, you've got every right to say, thank you so much for your opinion. Did everyone hear that? Because that's what it is. It's an opinion. And it's not necessarily so. Isn't that good news? Yes. Mm-hmm. I was talking to a lady in Ireland 2 weeks ago who works with Alzheimer's. She said, did you know that 25% of people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's a misdiagnosis? Did you hear that? So I tell you that just in case. Just in case, if ever that diagnosis, that label has been given to you. So let's look at the system that's based on fear. It's based on a theory, and notice that it's a theory that we evolved. And because we evolved, our body cannot heal. And because it cannot heal, it needs drugs. This system is a system that's based on deception. I was reading one article in a magazine that said, new cancer drug, 50% cure. And then I read the fine print. 2 people were tested and 1 died. It's a system of deception. What's deception? Not as it seems. That's why it's important to go home and assess. Weigh up the pros and the cons. And if you're going to have a new bathroom done, don't you check out the plumbers? Don't you check out the tilers? How much more important with a body? Because damage has been done in many cases, and sometimes that damage, the person carries for the rest of their life.